What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kendall, and I'm here on day 15 of 100 days of code. 100 days we committed to, and we're on day 15. And today, here's what we've been learning about. We've been learning about magic. Check this out. Here you see a coin, just a simple coin. And yet, when you go like this, let's see if I can get it on camera, like this, and you grab said simple coin, you look at it, you turn, and it's still there. But then, when you do it again, see said coin, see said hand, you grab it, and you look, and what happens? And then, watch this, watch this, watch. Oh, magic. Today we learn about magic at School of Code. So we're also on week 3 of School of Code. School of Code has been amazing. Week 3, we've sort of dialed back from the code just a tad bit. And this week we're going into user experience, user interface, and we had an amazing guest speaker come in, and he spoke about he's a senior UX designer, and he spoke about some amazing things. Um, he spoke about sort of building blocks, and he spoke about sort of interaction level of customers with sort of your product, and sort of about the journey level, and about relationship level, and measuring those things, about making character profiles of people that use the product. He spoke about how they create sort of user personas of different people, and then they sort of it's that the one of the most important things that like 80 or 90% of building something is knowing the user experience, knowing the user, knowing their problems, knowing their needs, those sorts of things. And only like 10% is the user interface, where you've got the UX, which is 90% or 80%, and then you've got the technical stuff is only 10% of the process. So that was super interesting. And our friend, he spoke about storytelling being one of the main points of telling a story with what you're doing, about sort of grabbing people's attention by maybe putting things in the right places and not putting them in people's blind spots. He spoke about sort of also producing wonder, right? And some of the ways we can do that is through, he was comparing magic and comparing user interface and user experience, and how in design, it's very similar to magic in that you use misdirection to sort of create the illusion of magic. And in the same way, you do the same thing in user experience. And he said a more accurate way of putting the misdirection to sort of help people to go along the journey that you want them to is to first understand your customer, know their problems and their needs, and then redirect their attention using that information. He talked about Hicks' law, about the time it takes to make a decision increases with the number of and complexity of choices. So you want to keep it simple for people. Give them a few choices and make it simple. Um, so some of the lessons which he spoke about are considering the full customer journey, making use of the hero's journey archetype. So obviously you have in every hero's story, you have somebody who has a problem and they then overcome those problems to become the hero. In the same way, you're wanting to do that with whatever the user experience is, take them from wherever they were to a better place, right? He spoke about being predictable and sort of making the product similar to things that people already know. So if there's hamburger menus up at the right hand side on a mobile thing, then you use hamburger menus. So you continue to use that. Um, Considering your characters and always going back to not trying to put on bells and whistles, but sort of always making an iteration that people can use and they can experience. So things like that, and treating your person as a human, and introducing wonder. So that was a super cool presentation, and he did the trick like what I did at the beginning, way better. He did the coin trick where he made it disappear because he was a magician before. And that guy is Pavan Design from And Digital. He was super awesome. Then in the afternoon, we went over sort of agile methodology. and we went over sort of what it means to how developers they use this agile methodology, this way of working, and we went through sort of the different the manifesto, I suppose you could say, about individuals and interactions over processes and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, responding to change over following a plan. And it's basically it said that this is while there is value in the items on the right and the other parts, that actually they value the items on the left more. And so this is something that they came together with this sort of workforce to come up with. So the goal of this whole thing of working in an agile way is to develop iteratively. So you sort of, when you're working in a team of software developers or with a team, that's sort of you're continually you're creating a little bit. So you might create, for example, like maybe I don't know, the header of a website, and then you might check back with the customer and you might check with the different teams and just see how it's going, and there's continual feedback. The next thing is being adaptive planning to reduce risks. There's a risk involved with these things, but also means that there's easy tracking and delivery management, and also there's better quality. Oh gosh, better product quality. There we go. So some of the goals there, and it was the difference between that and waterfall methodology, which sort of goes start to end, and once you get the end product, it's only then you test it, where with agile it's a continual journey. And so I can really see how School of Code is really training us to be ready for the workplace, so that actually we can work, because in a workplace we do exactly the way we work in the boot camp, where we sort of do little tasks and gives you a little dopamine fix, and you could say, right, well, we've done that little sprint, we've done that little section, and now we can celebrate those things or get feedback on those little bits. And it's a great way of working and getting rest at the right times and creating that good balance of different things. We talked about the minimum viable product, so making sure that we have something to give to people, even a working product. And they gave the example of sort of, rather than being a car where you do wheels and then two wheels and then eventually get to a car, the minimal viable product in an agile method is like, you might say, well, somebody needs to get from point A to point B, first to give them a skateboard. And then they're like, okay, well, I need handlebars. So then it goes from a skateboard to a scooter, and then a scooter to a bicycle, and then a bicycle to a motorcycle, and a motorcycle to a car. So in all iterations, you can use it, and you can travel places, but it just gets better with time. And so this is sort of the thinking behind this sort of agile method, which is super cool. And they give the example of sort of user interface and user experience, like with a ketchup bottle, right? Where you have, like, you know, a ketchup bottle that was glass before, and it was really difficult to pour out, and eventually they came up with a squeezy bottle. And so there was that learning over time. And we got a quote from Charles Kettering, which said, "A problem well stated is half solved." Amazing, right? And we spoke about lots of interactions. We also did things like today we looked at sort of I think it's Can't Unseen, I think it was, and we looked at sort of different comparisons of different interfaces of like mobiles and websites and all different things to see if we could spot sort of which one is the better design and the better user experience and better interface, and then it would tell us why. So it's a really, really cool day overall of different things. And for our Energizer today, we actually did, we created coding memes, right? And, you know, there are too many to number, but it's like those ones that say it doesn't work, why? Or it works, why? That sort of thing. Or, for example, let's say there's a meme that says day one of programming and it has a Google, and then it says 10 years of programming that has Google. We love a good meme here. And so we created some good memes, and we had that one where like you're walking off with the girlfriends, and the girlfriend was like Watershed, I think it was. The boyfriend was developer, and he was looking back at Agile. He's like, oh, I need to get Agile. So that was super cool. So We're on day 15 of 100 Days of Code, week 3, the beginning. What are my thoughts and feelings? It feels like it's a real sort of breath of fresh air to do something a little bit, change it up a little bit, do something a little bit different, give our brains a little bit of rest, get into the design side of things. It's really fun, really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the adventure of this week brings. Had a nice meeting with my enablement coach as well, which is a lot of fun to get feedback and learn how to use Trello, and I believe we're going to learn how to use Figma this week as well to do workflows, and it's going to be a cool week. So we're really excited about that. One more time, for good measure, you can see in this hand a coin. Ooh, a valuable 2p coin. In this hand, you see nothing. But wait. If we look here, we grab the coin. We blow. And it's still there. No magic yet, folks. No magic yet. But check this out. Ready? We look. We see the coin. We grab the coin. And we look. We look. Ready? Keep looking. Keep looking. Blow. Blow again. And watch. Woo! And then we rub our hands together. We blow again. And watch. Magic. Coding is the closest thing to magic you'll see in real life. You've just witnessed the transformation from Kendall to as close to Harry Potter as you can get. I'll hide my lightning scar. Anyways, guys, day 15, 100 Days of Code. Peace out. Until tomorrow when we catch up on day 16. Have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.